Well, good morning, students. Good morning, students. Okay, today's Deeksharambh program, we will be discussing more about the emerging trends in Karnataka tourism that is going to happen in the future days of Karnataka state. So, this will make you to knowledge more about the what are the new projects will come from both private sector as well as from the government sector in the Karnataka state. So we will be discussing some of the projects that may helpful for the growth of the industries, both in the government sector as well as in the private sector of travel and tourism industry. Even it is connected with the more about the different concepts of tourism. It may not that it is not that only the tourism industry is growing. Along with the tourism industry, some more other industry which may be helpful with these projects. So we will discussing on that. Okay. So hope you will enjoy the sessions more about the which is going to come in the future days of the Karnataka tourism industries. So especially we need to understand what is their future plans in the emerging tourism in Karnataka. So most of the concepts are they are already planned in the next 5 years. Maybe it is going to implement some projects they might have started already. So the development, whenever the development we say, there will be more challenges, and some of the plans may work out in the industries, or some of the plans may not work out in the state. There are so many development issues may happen, challenges may face. So all this they have to overcome in the future development of the Karnataka state. So they may find the major problem when the development of the new industries like human resource, uh, the people who want to work in the industry, there may not be a, they are not qualified enough to work in this industry. Certain kind of challenges they may face. So that is a one major objective that it may create in the future days in the Karnataka, and some of the marketing approaches also we need to discuss in the tourism concepts. So basically, when we understanding about the fastest growing industry compared to India, other countries, okay, like if you take it Middle East or some of the well-developed countries, they are already concentrated this kind of industry to grow. So that is a major worldwide significance. We can say the industry having a revolutionary aspects to grow in the already developing countries also. So when we say the fastest growing sector, the developing countries may focus upon this kind of industry to grow, and they can become as worldwide the fastest significance, and they can compete with other countries also. So developing countries can follow the developed countries based upon by handling this kind of industry, which are much fastest and growing sector. So today, even in India, if you take it like hospitality sectors, like logistics, hotels, or maybe tourism, it is in the growth stage. It is bringing up the some more aspects of the growth, including aviation, hospitality, travel and tourism. So these are the worldwide significance. We are able to get it along with the some basic industries which are making support to the industry. So we can say it's the fastest growing sector uh, compared to consider as an industry to uh, whatever, whichever the country you take, maybe developed or the developing sector, they will bring the nation to promote themselves. So that is a one image building, or the we can say the quality of India can be shown to other country with the help of this kind of industry. So implementation with new kind of projects, different kind of implementation of the concepts, or maybe bringing much well developed sectors to promote with the help of hospitality industries, or maybe tourism industry, along with the e-commerce, or maybe like other sectors also, which are going to contribute and take it as a challenge for the next growing industry, even in India also. So, in fact, many countries, we can say, tourism or the hospitality industry is the largest commodity for the international trade. So, when we speak about the international trade, mutual understanding between among the countries in terms of transport documents, or some of the legal aspects of the documentation has to be clarified, or it has to be sorted out, because each country will be having their own set of policies, their own set of growth, their own set of support to different industries. So based on that, the area of the country's tourism is the largest commodity in international trade. So export, imports, the all they it can bring more about the GDP. Okay, we can say the more income to the nation-wise, to different countries as well. So that will bring largest commodity for the international trade. So it automatically it brings more relation bonding with the other countries as well. So as the second largest industry, even compared to tourism, hospitality, and all, foreign exchange earning. So that is also it brings more about the currency value among the other countries. Like if you take today, the Indians are moving to Middle East, Saudi Arabia, Muscat, Oman, those countries. The reason is the value of the currency. So foreign exchange earner also part of these industries. So that also can bring the more about the improvement or improving standards of living with the people, and facilitating overall development of the country. So whatever the contributes to employment, improving standard of living, people will facilitate more overall development of the country by not only just implementation of the different kind of industry or different kind of sectors. And today it contributes the employment opportunity. So the country like India and developing countries, they need to contribute to bring more jobs in different sectors, even including these hospitality sectors, or maybe like industries today, whatever the industries are facing lack of human resource. So we can say, or the contribution as a part of giving people to involve with the industry by giving good employment opportunity to the society. So the people automatically, they can, if they have a job, they have a good salary, they can improve their standard of living much compared to their whatever their past living life. So thereby facilitating overall development of the country can bring only by the contribution of the employment and standard of living of the people. Automatically it will improve. They can follow the countries like developed countries. So, thereby facilitating overall development of a country. Like in India, also it is much important, we can say. So, whatever the industries, it may be a fastest growing industry in some country, it may not be. It may not be in some few countries, but developing countries should focus upon these fastest growing sectors. So we can say the worldwide the competing among each other to all the countries will be possible. So much important, we can say, bringing the employment opportunity, even if it is a new industry. The people should get the jobs, and they should feel like they are very well secured in their whatever the new upcoming sectors. So employment opportunity plays a pretty vital role, we can say, for a country's economic growth. It's not that only the people will get the job opportunity, their family will be secured with the salary, or it's not only that, even whatever they pay in terms of tax to as an employee to the government sector. So even GDP, it also contributes. So we it should be like give and take policy kind. So the concepts of whatever the new jobs in the new sectors can create a huge opportunities to meeting most of the needs of the country. Like Indian generation, we can say the employment and foreign exchange earnings are much important to helping developing country. So in the future days, all these concepts or whatever they bring, even by the private sector, as well as private sector as well as by the government projects, the people should contribute one or the other way. So we can say even in India also the populations are very much high compared to other countries. So their employment opportunity to take care within the country itself, they can bring more about developing countries to uh, they can come up in the future days, as we can say in 5 to 10 years. So the employment opportunity may come in the future days to all the nations of people. So as we know, when the industries are growing in the future 2 to 3 years, they we need to know about other country how they are developing their foreign exchange, import export business, international trade, and all. So even we may take the people from the outside country. So they may come like how we are going to other country like to Saudi, Muscat, American countries or European countries for the search of job, or maybe more earning or value of the currency, whatever we take, that can be reversed back to India also. So the people may search for India job earning destinations in the future days if the value of the currencies are more and job employment opportunities are more, like very new kind of industries are getting startup today. So it may the people from the outside country, they may look for India as a good opportunity or the employment and foreign exchange earning country. So developing countries, whatever we say today, okay, they may be a developed country in the future, and they may give job opportunities to those who are already developed countries. So that may be a challenge or maybe a reverse back, we can say. Okay, when we say about the Karnataka, okay, Karnataka also, as we know, in the South Indian states, we have well known with the peace and harmony of the country. So the plenty of tourism products are there, plenty of opportunities are there in the state. So tourism products can be bring more in the Karnataka as a tourism hub or the destination. So today we say the slogan or the logo of the Karnataka state is one state, many worlds. So this is a recurrent theme in Karnataka tourism policy. Okay, 2009 and 14. They had come up with this slogan, one state and many world. So today, wherever you go in the state of Karnataka, the city or the capital city, Bangalore and all, the people are mixed from all the throughout the South Indian states, North Indian states, and Bangalore become a IT hub of the destination of Karnataka. So the people are, you can see, from the state of Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Andhra Pradesh, more like in the South Indian states. So the Karnataka is always to welcome the welcoming states, we can say. So here there is no differentiate like only Karnataka people should be there in the Karnataka. So it's a unity to bring all these states to at the one platform, we can say Karnataka state. So more Karnataka state having a people of mixture of people and with good harmony, they can live together. So the foreign tourists prefer this state due to positive attitude. We can say for the foreign tourists and the nationals. So the domestic as well as the foreign tourists or the foreign people are coming here for the enjoyment, recreation sake, or maybe to the holiday destinations. Like if you take more of the very recently we had finished our festivals like Dasara and Deepavali and all it to going to come and most of the temples or even to the like in the December month, churches, all even the mosque and all, they are going to celebrate as a unity of some of the festivals in this state. So that not only domestic tourists as well as the foreign tourists, they are much well with a positive attitude. They bring much peace, harmony by celebrating this kind of festival, especially in Karnataka itself, not when we compare to other states. Okay. So the employment opportunity, as I said, people will come for Karnataka for the job sake, mainly preferably the destinations like Bangalore. So the most of the industries are well known to Bangalore, and they have a very good setup over there. The companies, startups, and all for all the different states, their entrepreneurs are putting over their effort to in the states like Bangalore and all. So the positive attitude towards the foreign tourists as well as the nationals, not only in terms of uh, as a tourist, as a employment opportunity, as a people of India, the Karnataka we can say having a very much beautiful scenic parks, historical forts as well as palaces, backwaters, modern technological hub also. So we can say it's a area well maintained or in the future days compared to when we compare to Kerala. Kerala is already developed much in the tourism aspect. So Karnataka also may bring those kind of image to India. We can say by development of all these areas like scenic parks, historical forts, palaces, backwaters, all those, and bringing more industries of different sectors. Okay, so in the states of Bangalore, Mysore, Mangalore, and all, we can say that the famous cities in the state of Karnataka. So it brings good image building for the Karnataka with the help of all the states' contribution. The people are coming over here for the employment sake, or maybe to bring more industries into Karnataka as a hub of employment opportunity. Not only for Indians, even for the foreigners in the future. Yes, we can able to promise them that Karnataka may be a hub of everything, like including one side as a tourism as well as the destination of employment opportunity for the industry. Okay, some of the emerging trends that we are going to see in the Karnataka will speak more about the Karnataka is a fast emerging favored tourist destination both for the domestic and the international tourists. So we will discuss some of the future projects already they are into complete and they are on the process or maybe it may be get implemented in the coming days. So that is what the some of the future plans made by the government as well as the private sector, even the PPP, public-private participation. The more about the destinations are like as we know, capital city Bangalore. So that is the one metro city. We can already know that it is from the past so many years. It has become a capital of Karnataka. So state capital will be having Bangalore metro rail projects. We had already experienced that, and their full operations in some of the cities they already started and they completed in 2014. So major some more areas to be covered in Bangalore, like from the Majestic to all over the major cities near to the Bangalore or the near to the uh, the Majestic to the areas to the industrial area like Jigani or maybe Bommasandra, KR Puram, all those areas still their projects are under process. So Bangalore Metro Rail project, as it is well connected areas within the city of Bangalore, so it makes more what we can say satisfied, comfortable connecting area of the other sectors, and it will bring the more comfortable among the people to search for a different industry or to locate different destinations or to locate different cities. So what we can say that the industries needed the well connectivity cities. So Bangalore is the one destination where all the industries are well known to well grown. Okay, so the metro makes people to travel here and there with the tourism hub. Okay, to connect different destinations also. So what we can say that people are much suffering there with the traffic problem with the road transport in Bangalore cities. We are so many times we are going to listen that in the news, even if we are in some other cities also, they have traffic problem, traffic jam for 2 hours, 3 hours in different cities, different places. So it makes problem of going on time to the destinations for so many people for their jobs or maybe for a recreation purpose. They are not ready to travel. As I personally experience, like my relatives, those who are staying in Bangalore and their friends and all, they are not ready to go for different cities within the Bangalore. If we come also to their home and all, the reason they find it very difficult, the traffic problem, we need to be in the traffic for one area to other area. It may be just a 5 to 10 minutes distance, but we need to wait for 1 hour, 2 hours of long journey. So the ambitious Bangalore Metro Rail project, which connects different cities within a proper time, within which will help us people to travel very much sophisticated way. So we can promise that in the Bangalore, the entire cities will be well connected with the metro rails or the metro connection by 2025 itself. So many projects, so many cities are still under with the help of metro projects are under the process. So fully operational due to maybe COVID situation, they may cut down their operations to continue with the same project with the different areas. So likely fully operational, we can say by 2025 and all, the entire city of Bangalore will be well connected. So there will not be, we can say there will not be any problem of traffic. They can access throughout from one destination to other destination with the cheaper price of transport with the help of Bangalore Metro. So metro trains, as we in the past 10 years before and all, we used to see the states like in the Delhi and all, we can experience this. But today, even in the state of Karnataka, Bangalore is the only city that we are having Bangalore Metro, Nama Metro transport. So railway transport, it comes under as a railway transport itself. So well modernized trains or the railway platform we can able to see here with much less prices. So one more train like a luxury train we already have. Okay, so some might be you might be experienced in the luxury train meant for mainly meant for to see the different tourist destinations in attractions like Bangalore, Mysore, okay, Srirangapattanam, Nagaravule wildlife sanctuaries, so national parks, wildlife sanctuaries, and all will be covered with the help of this tourist train. So we can say it is a golden chariot, a luxury train by Karnataka Tourism Development Department. So So it was inaugurated from the 2008 itself. Okay, in the initial days, they might be having less demand, but today the Golden Chariot having a full booking. KSTDC, Karnataka State Tourism Development Corporation, also a part of to promote this as their luxury trains for the tourists. So many foreign tourists and all they're coming for see the beauty of Bangalore, Mysore, as it is well known destinations like Hassan, Beluru, Halebeedu, Shonabelagola, Hampi, Gadad, Aihole, archaeological sites, even Badami, Pattadakallu. Okay, so increasing demand in the international tourists to Karnataka, we can say that this industry may be giving more priority to promote this railway golden chariot luxury train for the tourists of outside country also. So it brings development automatically connecting to different destinations. Okay, so the image of the Karnataka destinations will be highlighted with the by bringing this kind of specialized train services for the specialized luxury trains. Okay, so there is one more. We can say the railway, the transport sectors are contributing to the development. And Karnataka state is more comfortable. Intercity trains also already introduced, like each year railway budget and all the Indian ministers, railway ministers also contributing some of their from their side also to connect different destinations where the more about the populations are in the cities because Bangalore has become a good capital city or maybe a good market for the entire industry and a well-known place even in terms of climate conditions or maybe like whatever the rules and regulations it is maybe problem for the some country but the Bangalore is the one very comfortable city for the intercity or to start up companies. So the more convenience for the all the departments which are uh, like coaches, special foreign tourist packages, and all introduced. So, as we know, the aviation industry also a part of like heli tourism and all meant for the tourists to by the government side. So, it is initially like the destinations heli tourism. The helicopters are used to travel the cities like when we see even I heard that even I was experienced with my some of the friends when we discuss okay like they are saying in the countries like in Dubai or Abu Dhabi, Sharjah and all they used to say they there are that kind of services that within the helicopter they will show the entire city uh, with the helicopter city tour and all. So these same kind of concepts may come already once they started, but due to less demand and all, only for the some Dasara season or maybe like some of the event time or festival time only heli tourism will be operated even in Karnataka. So it is already they had in the future days more about the 28 helipads to progress in various parts of the state, including the cities like Madikeri or some of the well-known destinations. So the government has a keen interest for improvement, improving air connectivity. Okay, so the heli tourism with the 13 airports to contribute to develop this concept. Okay, so that is a one well-planned heli tourism concepts may come in the future days to with the 13 mini airports and some of the airstrips to helipads throughout this to various parts of the state. So today, heli tourism is one thing can develop the states like Karnataka, which can bring more about the people to spend the destination in more comfortable way, and they can see the royal life of a tourist by seeing the states of different states of Karnataka. So state may attract top spending tourists to state cannot only earn high revenue to the government but also face new tourism marketing trends. So not only just with the development of new technology or the bringing new transport system to the which only help for the Karnataka to develop. Today, if you introduce some of the new projects or the new implementation of services by which is already there, we know national parks, bird sanctuaries, and all. So these can bring some of the night safari, Bannerghatta National Park would attract tourists interested in wildlife tourism activity. So this attracts tourists for the national parks by even in Karnataka, so many national parks are not just to people will go and see the different animals and they come back. They don't know the services behind in the forest. It may be the reason that they are not approaching the services to the community, the community involvement, local people involvement for the development of the national tourism attractions, national parks, and all. So the it means that wildlife tourism has to be get developed with a different kind of safari, or maybe giving some resort experience, jungle resorts within the city itself. So it may bring what we can say more people to see more about the eco-friendly eco-tourism development, whatever we have. So even in our college also, the environment club and environment and all, they are going for a different destinations like national parks and all. They last week itself they had finished their the initial trip to Pilikula Nisargadama and all. So this club activity and all, which makes you people like students to travel for the different destination as a part of education system itself. So most of the national parks in the states are well connected with the as for the educational programs or they as a study tour. Okay, so it may makes the students to know about the destinations as well. It gives the knowledge for the destinations about the destinations. Okay, so initiation of golf course in the Mangalore Institute of Hotel Management campuses, coastal tourism development. As we are the coastal area of Mangalore, we know that golf courses are there near to the Pilikula, Nisargadama, or maybe in some of the area of Karnataka. So, as a year member, annual member, you can be a player of golf. Okay, as we know, golf is not much what well-known game for the people of Karnataka, like VIPs or maybe ministers or even big businessmen. They are going to play about these golf courses with the help of different membership in different like country club or maybe with the help of some of the holiday destinations. Okay, then about the battery operated vehicles and all. Now we can see most of the areas, the destinations introduced by the Hampi World Heritage sector, because this makes the environment very eco-friendly, well cleaned. There is no emission of oxygens or the any of the carbon emissions and all. So we can avoid carbon dioxide. So the authorities, major of the authorities, whatever the state government, their tourism destinations or the departments and all, going to promote to keep battery operated vehicles, which is already introduced in most of the destinations. Like even in Mangalore, if you it is from the city almost 12, 10 to 12 kilometers far away. We have Pilikula Nisargadama. There also they for the seeing the uh, beauty of national park or maybe green park within the campus of national park will be operated with the help of only with the battery operated vehicles. So it will give more prominent destinations in the country. So it bring the people to know very clean environment to happens within the destinations and eco-friendly tourist environment. So that's what we can say. Hampi become 29 prominent destinations in the country. So Hampi Utsava and all much well known. What we can say, the exhibition centers or maybe a state festival we can say in the city like Hampi and all. Hampi Utsav and all will be celebrated with the help of Karnataka state government. Okay, so that is the reason today in the prominent destination, these Karnataka states, at least one sector, archaeological site sector, had become more prominent destinations in the country. Okay, so next, Karnataka has, we can say, has emerged as a hotspot for health tourism. Okay, today when we say people in the past years, as Kerala also become more highest number of health system in terms of Ayurvedic therapies, they have contributed. Even Karnataka also following the same hotspot for the health tourism. So already we have a statistics in the Karnataka like 8,000 tourists and all every year there therapists in India and all they are helping Ayurvedic tourism, health tourism sector to develop. So we can say 8,000 tourists already had come as a not just as a patient to the some of the sectors. They had promoted with the help of Ayurvedic tourism destination. Uh, they had already got the treatment with the help in the Ayurvedic spa centers or maybe with the uh, Ayurvedic colleges. They are also contributing to development of the hospitals with the different kind of treatments and the therapies and all. So it is not just as a hospital destination. Health tourism is a combination of all the three sectors like Ayurvedic, homeopathic destinations, or even whatever we say allopathy. So we have this Karnataka state is well known for the medical colleges, medical hospitals. We have multidisciplinary super specialty hospitals in Karnataka. So each whatever the diseases the people are facing today, like individually super specialty treatments are available, like specialized for each sectors. Each treatments are well specialized for each diseases. So multidisciplinary super specialty hospitals are there not only in Bangalore, even in the Bangalore and all. So it's daily it treats minimum average 250 patients per day in different sections. So it's a very good number that health sectors are treating more people to the different sections. Okay, so the multidisciplinary super specialty hospitals are contributing people to take the as a good health destinations and the treatments and all with good doctors, well-known doctors. Like if you say in Bangalore for heart itself, heart specialists like Narayana Hridayalaya, all those hospitals are well known for the different country. The foreign people are coming to Karnataka as a health tourism hub. Okay, so health sectors and all hospitals and are well developed. So hospitals are the biggest achievements of this year. We can say so. Bangalore can be considered as a medical tourism hub in the for India in the future projects or the future destinations. So ecotourism is a heartbeat of Karnataka because number of jungle lodges, resorts, and all going to improve. So ecologically, wildlife. Because of its responsibility and commitment to preserve wildlife and protect the entire greenery of the environment in the state. So we can say the revenue earned by the ecotourism is very huge. all over the world. We can say that the ecotourism itself giving much, bringing people to the eco-friendly destinations. They can use the eco-friendly environmental products. They will get aware about this knowledge as education in these areas. So it is considered to be the more revenue earned in the areas are very huge. So we already know that the ecotourism brought the revenue to the state and the country. So it is our duty to develop more ecotourism areas in the state itself. So whatever the national parks today are there with less number of animals or the birds. So we need to promote with more number of birds, animals as a well-known revenue and ecotourism destinations. So protecting each environment is much good responsible for the each individuals of society by cleaning the environment, not disturbing to the wildlife animals or to the birds in the area, keeping clean the environment. So today, whatever wherever you go, like the beaches or maybe like different parks, national parks or green parks, the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan and all made useful in these destinations. It's our duty and a responsibility that we shouldn't throw uh, the any of the items in as like a garbage to be seen. Okay, so clean, neat, well-known environment to be maintained. Okay, so ecology and wildlife has to be get responsible more for the preserve of wildlife, protect to our environment. So it is considered that revenue earned from the ecotourism is very huge. So bringing more about the ecotourism destinations, going as a study tour to the most of the destinations to learn more about the different plants, different species, uh, which are not known to the society, which are not knowing by the other people, maybe your family members, and going for a weekend trips and all. So that gives you uh, like more. We can say it gives you more responsible citizens to, with the help of environment, we can live. Okay. So that also bring some of the destinations as heartbeat of Karnataka, we can say. Then about we have increasing every year about the as a spa tourism also. There are so many spa centers today which use as a therapies treatment to the even in Karnataka. Okay, so the spread of Bangalore has become the best spa destinations. Asia Spa Award and Bangalore has become receiving more about the UAE and the other countries as a large number. Then about the coastal tourism is part of cruise tourism and all. We had already 300-kilometer long coastal area. We have even in Mangalore, it's become a coastal tourism hub. Okay, so we have very nearby to our college itself. We have NMPT Port, New Mangalore Port Trust. Okay, they are the one who can make industry to be well connected to other country in terms of import and export procedures. So with the help of logistics sectors, okay, the NMPT port, New Mangalore port, are trying to bring more about the number of new tourism ships, cruise liners, and also luxury ships will offer more facilities, including dining, bed, or the minimum period. So, tourism department is already running cruise yachts locally at New Mangalore and Karwar ports, which are very near to the Mangalore area. Okay, so the proposal runs through circuits between Mangalore and Karwar. So we can attract greater number of foreign tourists and more cruise vessels from the other states as well. So this will greatly help the state make developing cruise tourism, beach tourism, whatever the ship tourism and all. So in the future days, as we are having much difficulty to see any of the cruise liners or the cruise ships which are coming from different country like Germany and all, each year it will come to New Mangalore port and all. But it is very difficult to see and experiences. So when they promote like the localite or the people can see with lesser documentations or with just as a entry ticket to see the luxury ships and all. So it may happen to develop and bring some amount of money which can give some contribution to the development of the as a hub of cruise tourism destination. So it is going to come as New Mangalore Port. However, their keen interest in the development of the different aspects of different concepts in terms of whatever the hospitality, tourism industries and all. So more about the bringing different states, their industry. One port we have in Karnataka, New Mangalore Port Trust. So all the industries, if they want to run their international business or the expansion of the business in international trade, the New Mangalore Port is a one entry gate we can say in Karnataka to for the import and export procedure to make it happen. So industries can see the expansion of development in terms of their growth about their new businesses, new opportunities. So the cruise tourism, like the locally New Mangalore port, we can say it gives much opportunity to for the entire Karnataka industries for their development of the new area. Okay, like new business expansions and all. So it is export procedures and exporting the any kind of granite styles or the any kind of products. The New Mangalore port is the one we can say bring people to as a one hub, as a New Mangalore port is a one hub for the it's a gateway to a different country we can say. Okay, so the generally it will be a great helpful for the entire Karnataka industries industrialists to expansion to their businesses or see our product in other countries. So GDP and all will be more we can say. Okay, next, as a new concepts wise, science tourism also may come up in the Karnataka, okay, future. So we have today with the, it's we can say it's a trial traffic grouping different scientific attractions. So it covers visiting, exploring scientific landmarks, including museums. We have laboratories, observatories, universities. Okay, so science tourism as a concept we can bring into the state of Karnataka. Okay, we have so many universities in the states, so many museums already there. Like even in colleges also having their own set of museums, even in Mangalore also. So so many museums can be connected with the help of bringing this concepts. Okay, so we can say it's a grouping scientific attractions, visiting and exploring scientific landmarks, museum, laboratories, observatories, universities. So today we have so many well-known laboratories like Karnataka Forensic Science Laboratory in Belgaum, and so it is not only meant for the area of meant for only to the scientists. Okay, the people are just as a visitor, they are also going for these laboratories to see the different kinds of things. Even national aerospace laboratories in terms of aviation also we have so many laboratories well-known laboratories. Okay, national aerospace laboratory in Bangalore, and also students also can contribute to see over here as a study tour to learn more about the so observatories, as we know, well known in NASA and ISRO satellite, okay, ISRO centers, and as Science Museum, Nimans, Museum of Anatomy, Pathology in Manipal, and all. So these are the we can say even the Kempegowda Museum. and all meant for as a destinations of science tourism. It is attracting more about the tourists as well as the people to learn more as a education tourism. Then some more new aspects like science tourism. Again, so this is mainly exploring landmarks of grouping scientific attraction itself. So majorly laboratories, observatories, universities, and all will be much highlighted, which will bring the image of Karnataka as a destination of even for the science also. Okay, so it will helpful for the scientists to students to learn more about the different uh, the practical sessions in the laboratories and the new equipments they may see in the laboratories, and also that will be helpful for them. Okay. Next about the MICE tourism, we can say it is destinations of meeting, incentives, conferences, exhibitions, industries. Okay, so MICE is a related event for the conferences, conventions, exhibitions, incentives, travel. Okay, so we can say increasingly more MICE sectors, Bangalore conventional sector, Bangalore TMA5 conventional centers, and then rural tourism, again, the development has been identified as the more priority areas for the developing Indian tourism. So, rural tourism also experiencing more about the tourist sustainable for the host community. Okay, so, improve the quality of life, rural people provide good experience to the tourist, maintain the quality of the environment, rural tourism areas like Anagundi, Bidadi, and all. So, this is a more well-known destinations for the development. So some of the challenges we need to understand after development of these things or the new projects or the which bring more about the industrial development. The success of future tourism industries will be well connected to industry and tourism system to understand incorporate emerging critical trends that support its expansion. Correct. So whatever the new kind of development in the states may bring. Some of the critical some of the different challenges they may face, but the success of the futures industry will be more changes in the world populations, active lifestyle with the older traveler, the emerging market, growing income of the youth, awareness about the impact of tourism and environment. So more number of tourists to motivations to destinations, product choices as well as the activities of the future traveler will be more important. We can say so. As education tourists, the students can come as to Karnataka to study more about the much well-known education sectors for the to learn more. About new whatever the changes has happened even in the future days. Okay, whatever the changes are seen in the education field, so it will bring more competition based the price wise, the quality wise, and to some products also. So these trends will become a more management planning of businesses and the destinations. So global trend for different companies like industries also makes the aware of the emerging tools to help the manage and market business. Karnataka can be a good destinations in the future days. Okay, so the globalizations, if you take it today, Karnataka may be one sector may happens in the future days for all the startups or the different industry to grow over here as a destination. So today, towards this satisfying consumer destination development, management, territory organizations, and all happening in the industry, the growing populations of the traveler inhabitants increasingly make impact of on natural and social environment. The success of whatever the destinations in Karnataka is depends on the ability to form destinations engage sustainable use of conservation. So today, whatever we see today, it has to be shown to the upcoming generations. Correct. So see today and keep it for tomorrow. Okay. So that is a thing that sustainable development we can develop in the state. So it shouldn't be like nobody in the future days, whatever the next generation shouldn't feel that our past generation has destroyed so many things. They are not able to see the animals or the any of the birds which are not here at the present days. Okay, so it's our duty to make it as a sustainable use of conservation of resources. We can say. So effective destination development is an important problem facing all today. Okay, so there is a one thing we can say as a conclusion wise. So development of this specialized offering very common forms of services like petrol stations, dhabas and all can be developed in a simplest form. Okay, so the overnight accommodations areas can be developed in the without any special attractions also that can be possible even today in the state. So we need to understand some of the factors that it may a positive approach or maybe a negative approach to the development. So inventory is a much thing. So we need to invest more about the existing and potential resources even in the tourism in the destinations. Analyzing the demand, development of ambitious representatives in the industry's local community involvement and all should be there. So maintaining ecological, social, cultural, economic environment, not only in the destinations throughout the area, includes more organization for the development sectors. Okay, just with the short of time, I'll just run. So future development of the any of the destinations factors of bringing technology is a one thing today. We are adapted to that and we are able to use more technology as a demand to create more dominant sectors. Okay, so advanced reservation systems, communication systems developed even in the service industries. Okay, so technological updates and all well maintained, well travel, hospitality sectors and all coming, and it gives more about the job opportunities even in the state of Karnataka and to the entire India, we can say. So, so all these district project implementation committees meetings and all should be held more frequently, so they can bring each district wise. They can develop. Implementation committee should be formed and it has to be more bring each city and destination to be get highlighted more responsible stakeholders or the entrepreneurs we can see in the state, so they can bring more about the job opportunities. The quality of the tourist products should be directly related, the exploitations or the general infrastructure can be developed. Okay, so human resource and all used in the activity can be made even for the new destination. So there is a requirement of more about the evaluation of the schemes, infrastructures, facilities should be improved overall for the destination to develop. We can say. Okay. So that's what I can say that the state can be major destinations of so many destinations we can say. So those who are well listened for the today's session, I'm very thankful to each and everyone. Okay. Okay. Thank you for listening, each and everyone. Hopefully, you all will be joining very soon to the college for the regular classes. Okay. Thank you. Google Sheet paid. Okay, myself, Sudhir Kiran. Okay, I will be in the BBA department here for the aviation and logistics. I will be teaching. Okay. Okay, thank you for joining the session.
In the last month itself, online. Good morning, students. I am Ms. Pavashur Rai, Assistant Professor from the Department of Forensic Science. I would like to introduce our today's guest speaker, Mr. Raghavendra Prasad Shetty, Assistant Professor from Reva Business School, Reva University, Bangalore. He has completed his MSc in Psychology and ME in Public Administration from Chennai University. He has eligible qualification like UGC, NET in Psychology, CASET in Psychology, and he has done his education from Madras Christian College, SDM College, and School of Social Work, Roshanilaya, Mangalore. He also awarded as Young Social Science Researcher Award at FVP on Advanced Statistics for Social Science Researcher, which was held in Varanasi. So now, at presently, he was working in the Department of Psychology from Reva Business School. Over to you, sir. So, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Students, don't leave the meet. The session will start within few minutes. Sir, just speak once. Sir, you are not audible. No, your mic is muted.
ಇವಾಗ ಆನ್ ಆಯ್ತು. Now it's all right. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Now you are audible. You can start the session.
Okay. Well, can I start straight away, or is there an introduction as such? Yeah, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Can I start, or you're introducing, or anything is there as such, or can I start straight away? Hello.
Okay, I will introduce once again, sir. Good morning, everybody. So I would like to introduce Mr. Raghavendra Prasad Shetty.
Ma'am, sorry for the interruption. If you have already introduced, then fine. I will go ahead with that because it will take some time. No, that's right. Okay. If you don't mind.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Till what time I have? My duration is fixed.
12 o'clock, 11 to 12.
Okay, fine. So anyway, since I am from psychology background, then I also know what is the span of attention of students or anybody for that matter. Therefore, 40 minutes will be more than enough if at all you are really, willing to listen to a session on leadership and personality development. as you can see, the leadership and development, that goes hand in hand. So the first title itself tell you that leadership and development. If it is a static, phenomenon or static, context, then we wouldn't have said development. When we are using development, that means we can definitely improve our leadership abilities. Therefore, our personality also will improve. Before that, let me also draw your attention to why we need to, how we need to develop our personality, improve our personality. First and foremost thing, I would like to go in this structure. So then we will find out the logic for all these things. All right. Development planning. There is something called development planning. Change before you have to. Right. This was told by General Electric CEO Jack Welch. He was of the opinion of this: change before you have to, because change is eternal, change is permanent. Therefore, you have to change one or the other day. It is always important to change yourself before it is due, so that you can grab the opportunities. Once the opportunities are all over, or they are all grabbed by someone else in your place because of their abilities, you will miss the bus or whatever opportunities we can call. Then it is very difficult for you to catch up with your colleagues, because they would have already made a leap in their career. Therefore, it is also important to keep in mind to change yourself on time. So for that, we do development planning. What is development planning? It's a systematic process of building knowledge and experience or changing behavior. So here we are talking about building a knowledge. It's a process, right? It's a systematic process. It is not just, talking something in the air or firing in the air. It is always about consciously putting in effort. It's a systematic process of building knowledge and experience or changing a behavior. So you have a behavioral pattern, you have a thought process. That thought process is putting you where you are, and you are ambitious, you want to upgrade yourself to different career graph. Therefore, you have to change your behavior. This same old behavior will not help you out in any manner. So what do? You do development planning. Development planning is nothing but, inculcating the necessary knowledge and experience, using experience to change your behavior. So then development planning consists of 5 interrelated phases. Okay, there are so many researchers. Peterson and Hicks is one among them. They have done wonderful researches in this area of leadership and development. First is identifying development needs, analyzing the data to identify and prioritize development needs. Then you have same thing, whatever we have studied here. Prioritize development needs, right? PDNS, prioritizing developmental needs, used to create a focused and achievable development plan. Fourth one is periodically reviewing the plan, where we have AOR model. Then we have 5th model, transferring learning to new environments. The first thing is, you have identifying development needs. The development plan involves these 5 phases, where you identify development needs. How do you do it? That we are going to discuss in the next session. First, you have to identify, right? So without identifying what needs you have, it is difficult for you to plan, the graph or the career graph that you want to, create for yourself. Second one is analyzing the data to identify and prioritize development needs. Therefore, you may have different needs. Like, for example, you want to learn data science, you want to pursue PG, you want to start your job very early. So therefore, what you have to do now? You have to go step by step. And you want to do a particular job, like, for example, you want to establish a hotel business, for that matter. You want to establish a saree shop. You want to have your own mobile shop. What do you do? What skills do you have? How do you do it? What are the resources you have? All these things you have to do in terms of value analysis. And after doing this, you will see, you will prioritize those PDNs. PDNs are nothing but, as I said, you prioritize development needs. And accordingly, you will focus on them, and then you will see whether that plan is achievable. Like, for example, now you want to start your own clinic, for example, like if you are a forensic science student, you want to have your own lab, private lab or private detective agency. How do you do it? And what are the skills do you have? You prioritize them accordingly, you focus, and you will see whether it is achievable within this frame of time or not. Once that is done, periodically reviewing the plan. So plan is done, and now you are implementing that plan. While doing that, you also have to review the plan. Leadership development is enhanced when the experience involves three different phases or processes: action, observation, reflection. What happens in when, if I take an example of a pani puri wala, if you go and ask him how do I run the business, pani puri wala will not be able to tell you his model of business. He will only if you stay with him for a couple of months, then only will learn his techniques and skills. He is not systematically educated. He has learned it through hardest way. Therefore, he is not able to convey or train you in that manner. Why it is not possible for him to do that? It is not possible for him to do that because he doesn't know how to how to communicate his managerial skills in terms of language, because he doesn't have communication skills. And at the same time, he also wouldn't have, thoroughly observed what action is doing, and he wouldn't have reflected what he has done. Suppose his idli sambar is going very well every day. He only thinks that it is doing good, but he doesn't know why it is doing good and why people are thronging to his idli sambar. He may not be knowing, because when you are not educated, most of the times, probability-wise, if you see, you will not sit and watch out your action and observe your action. And also, you don't reflect like what you have learned through a particular action. Like, for example, you came early in the morning and you appreciated every employee in the hotel. And that is your action. Now, you should have observed it, like whether it is having any positive benefit on your employees. Then if you observe that, then you reflect why that is motivating employees, why employees are motivated in your business. Because then you understand that process is called as reflection. What happens with the people who do not, who are not educated? They will not have this kind of mental approach. This is all about approach I'm talking. As a student or an educated person, it is expected that you will always have this systematic approach towards anything. So when you do this, when you have a systematic approach, we also say that you have something called AOR model. There are many models to explain conscious effort. AOR model is one among the many models that explain your approach. Then fifth one is transferring learning to new environments. So therefore, even before you start out with any plan, what you have to do is you have to identify your areas of interest and your strengths and weaknesses. Accordingly, you have to see whether it is achievable with this amount of time and effort. And it is also achievable within this time framework. And fourth one is, after doing all this assessment and plan out, then you have to also periodically redraw, review the plan. Sometimes, it is all subjected to change also. You need to be flexible. You cannot be rigid. I have taken this decision, so I will just keep on investing in, investing in a particular action. Like, for example, you have already purchased the land with the intention that you will raise a building, and you slowly get to know that that particular area is not good for this particular business, because you have to depend on college students. Therefore, when you are only dependent on college students and college is not functioning, then you will not have any business. And only on the basis of college students, consumership, you cannot start this business. You realize, but by then you would have already invested amount in the land. But now you should think, just because of your initial investment, you should keep on investing in the same land when you already know that there is no income, no profitable income out of this. No, you shouldn't do this. You should take a decision. This is called decision to change or hold on that project for some time till the atmosphere is different, where the public also comes as consumers and they will buy your products, or they will also be your customers. Till then, you have to wait, or you have to sell off the property quickly. So this requires a conscious effort, and this is also part of reviewing the plan. So you have to review the plan always. You cannot stick onto a plan because situations change, resources change, and the environment changes. Transferring learning to new environment. Now, whatever knowledge you have in this area of business, you can always transfer that skills to other environment where you will do actually you can really do bring innovativeness in that and really do well in if you go in that if your approach is like that. So now I have told you that we have to develop, we have to have our own development plan. Then how do you do it? As we all know that we have to first assess our strengths. What are our goals and all these things. So there is one more model called GAPS model. GAPS model is nothing but goals, abilities, perceptions, and standards. What are goals? Goals are where do you want to go? Career objectives, career strategies. These are all the things you have to list down. Okay, so now this is not a training session. This is just a lecture series. You have to at least you try to understand the concept. Once the goal is settled, I mean you have just identified your goal. Then you will go to abilities. What can you do now? Whether do you have any ability to fulfill that wish? If you have ability, what are the abilities you have? What are the weaknesses you have? How do you work on it? All these things you have to map. Then perceptions. How do others see you? That is also important. Now, right now, you think about yourself as somebody who is admired, or you think about yourself somebody who is capable of doing something, or whatever is the public perception that you should be aware of. You should try to talk to people, and you should develop this idea. Develop this skill to know what people are thinking about you. This is to an extent you should be doing. Like for example, what boss is doing, what peers think about you, what your subordinates think about you. You should have an idea about this. Then standards. Standards like for example, you want to become a film star. Now, what is your standard? So you want to become an action hero, or like action hero, then who is your standard? Or a very good actor, who is your standard? These are all called standards. You need to have a benchmark. First of all, goals and abilities that can be always changed. Normally what happens, goals are relatively permanent, like you want to become an IAS officer, that is your goal. And now ability, whether you are able to sit for 10 hours continuously and study for the exam, that is your ability. Then you have so many other abilities. And you can also have weaknesses, like you always want to meet your friends every weekend. That is your weakness. And how do you overcome this? And perceptions, what your teachers think about you, what your parents think about you. And that also will boost or kill your confidence. Therefore, you should develop a positive perception about yourself. Then when you have positive perception about yourself in your own point of view, the world's perception will not matter. You will just know, yes, this person is thinking about me like this, but well, I am not like that. But let him be, he is entitled to his opinions. Therefore, I will not break my head into that, but I will work on my area of interest, and then my work will show things. That should be your attitude. That means you have to develop a positive attitude about yourself. Then the standard you will get to know as you're exposed to new things. Because in life, we are not exposed to most of the things, and we just settle with smaller ideas. Therefore, we also think about lofty ideas where, you will think about lofty or higher level ideas only when you're exposed to that. So that has its own way to come towards you. Like, if you are a reader, voracious reader, or if you watch documentaries, or if you are keen observer of day-to-day activities, and all these things will give you that exposure. And another thing is that when you submit yourself to different initiatives, like you take the responsibilities of organizing certain things, or taking sessions, or conducting training and all these things, this will again provide you further knowledge about yourself. Like, just give you thorough understanding about yourself. So this is a GAPS model. You will begin with that. You will first identify your ability, the goal, then related ability, then perceptions, and then standards. GAPS analysis, 4 steps we have: goals, abilities, perceptions, and standards. I will not discuss much about this, but then again, you have SMART goals. You need to have SMART goals as such. You cannot just say, I want to become assistant manager or a manager for Narendra Modi or Prime Minister of India. So it is not wrong if you are dreaming, but if you are thinking like that, then you should also know that what are your abilities and you be specific with your goal. Okay, well, you want to become a manager to Narendra Modi, then be specific with that. What type of manager, where, how, and it should be measurable also and achievable also, whether it is possible within this time frame and all these things, right? Then you have relevancy, whether this goal, like for example, now you want to improve your communication skills or data management skills, that is relevant to your goal. Now you want to become assistant, to Prime Minister of India himself. Well, that is definitely the data management or data science will definitely help you in that. Communication will definitely help you in that. So when you want to become like that, within 10 years you want to do that, okay, then you have to measure that, whether it is measurable, your achievement is measurable, whether your progress in the field where you are actually training yourself, like communication, whether it is measurable, whether it is achievable, and then it is relevant, then, it should be time specific. Then that is called as SMART goals. So you set a goal, no issue, any goal that may be, but that goal should be specific. You cannot just say that I want to be a popular person. So popular person means what? How do you orient yourself towards that? So I hope you are getting my point. Um, Let me not discuss much on this. Let me take some questions also later. Session, this is leadership. And your first thing we discussed about is development planning. Development planning is about how to, prosper in your life, how to move ahead in your life. Before you do development planning, so in development planning, if you take academically, there are 5 steps, 5 stages, and all those 5 stages are implemented only when you are able to identify your abilities, identify your goals, abilities, and perceptions and your standards. After this, coming to leadership. What is leadership? Leadership is the influencing process of leaders and followers to achieve organizational objectives through change. We are all leaders at our level. We have to develop our leadership instincts because the whole world requires human management. That is nothing but leadership. And what is that leadership? Leadership is nothing but influencing process of leaders and followers to achieve organizational objectives through change. Leadership, you can see leaders and followers, organizational objectives will be there, change will be there, people will be there. It's a relationship. Okay. So leader followers, the influencing process between leaders and followers. There is always an influencing process between leaders and followers. So sometimes leaders are more powerful than followers. Sometimes followers themselves are more powerful than leaders. Like for example, now Narendra Modi is the most powerful leader in the country. But when it comes to Kerala state has its own political equation. There, Narendra Modi cannot directly implement anything or execute anything for that matter. He needs to take support of his, support of the government, state government. Therefore, there, who appears to be more powerful? Follower appears to be more powerful. So therefore, leaders, and at the same time, if Kerala requires, help in financial or security-related help, then they have to follow the Prime Minister of India, or they have to be obedient to the Prime Minister of India. And that's, I'm telling you in a very simplistic term. I'm not using terms. Organizational objective. It is a shared objective, shared vision with employees. Leadership occurs. Just a second, just hold on. Hello? Did you give me a call? Students, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Can you see the PPT? Are you seeing PPT?
Yes, sir.
All right. So organizational objective also will be there. Like, for example, if you are in a classroom objective is there. If you are in the university setup, then university objective will be there. And if you are in Bangalore City will also have its own rules and regulations, its own way of conducting business. These are all called objectives. You have to see in a very larger perspective. And what is that? Shared vision with employees. Leadership occurs when followers are influenced towards organizational objective. Desired future or shared purpose motivates towards more preferable outcome. So there is always objective for gathering somewhere. All right. So formal gathering, informal gathering, and also will be another way of gathering or organization for that matter. But the point is very clear. Every organization has a purpose. Okay, that is called as objective. And people have to share that. Like for example, Indian military, Indian army, they have the objective that is protecting the country and upholding integrity and unity of the nation. And everybody shares that vision. And only then they will be able to influence one another, and commanders will influence the soldier, and the soldiers, influence commander's decision. Change and people. Influencing and setting objectives is about change. So why do you want to a change? And this, in fact, this entire thing of setting an object and influencing its organizational change to adapt to the rapidly changing global environment. So then you have people. Who are the people? Leadership is about leading people. Researchers and common sense indicate a point out to a direct relationship between a company's financial success and its commitment to leadership practices that treat people as assets. So there is also research indication that there is a direct relationship between the company's financial success and how its commitment towards leadership practices, how inclusive leadership practices this company has towards its people by while treating them as an assets, also directly or majorly impact financial successes. Then you have psychological measurement and discussion. So there is, whatever you have done, always you should understand one thing. I'm giving you just a brief orientation about how to conduct assessment of your skills and how to plan out, and what are the other tools or possible ways through which you can actually measure yourself and then come to arrive at a opinion about yourself and move further. Psychological measurements and discussion. So you have see, whatever we have done so far is it's a subjective analysis. Like, what are your goals? What are your abilities? What others will think about your perceptions? Then about then your standards. Now, the psychology will provide you that tool to objectively assess yourself. Like, for example, psychological tests or psychometric tests, where internal external locus of control is one among the tests that will help you to know where is your control, like whether it is inside you or whether someone else is or something else is controlling, or some external sources control your behavior all the time. Then you have Beck anxiety inventory. So that will check your anxiety level. Anxiety is nothing but irrational fear about the future or about something that is going to happen. So once you do go through these assessments, you will objectively understand where you lie in terms of your capabilities. One example I'll give you. There is something called external internal locus of control. So external locus of control is nothing but you think outcomes outside your control. That means whatever is happening in your life is completely decided by external sources or fate and independent of your hard work or decisions. And you think that decisions won't affect your life at all. It's just like, go with the flow. Whereas internal locus of control tell you that outcomes within your control determined by your hard work or decisions. Well, here two extremes are there, but there is a continuum also, where somewhere we have to come to a conclusion that there is always the external factors in your life that will influence you. At the same time, your hard work and your decisions have always upper hand over external influences. All these things will always help you to understand yourself better and work on your personality, and that's how you can also enhance your leadership skill. Leadership is a skill. Leadership is a skill, okay, where you are actually providing leadership. See, you are a manager now. You need to be leader at times. Sometimes you need to just manage whatever is asked you to manage. Like, for example, you have a university bus transportation system where it is already written everything. You just have to manage those things. They are called managers. Leaders are those people like your principal, your vice principal, the university chancellor himself, vice chancellor himself. These are all the leaders. They provide the vision to your university. So personality, what is personality? Personality is a Latin word which is called as persona, Latin word persona that has that gave birth to the word personality in English. In the ancient world, the persona was nothing but a mask worn by an actor. So what does it mean? While we tend to think of a mask as being worn to conceal one's identity, that during that time the meaning was, it was like mask means concealing one's identity. Even now we wear masks only to conceal our identity. But we should understand one thing, that personality's earlier trigger was the word persona. But personality doesn't mean that you're wearing a mask. Well, you can hide certain instincts, but it doesn't mean that you're wearing a mask. Personality is what you are, all right? But, well, this term has been derived from the word persona. Persona had that meaning, like wearing a mask. Personality refers to the long-standing traits and patterns that propel individuals to consistently think, feel, and behave in specific ways. So, it is all about consistently thinking, feeling, and behaving in specific ways. That is your outcome of your habits, outcome of your practices. Each person has an idiosyncratic pattern of enduring long-term characteristics and a manner in which he or she interacts. That is very peculiar when it comes to an individual. Our personalities are thought to be long-term, stable, and not easily changed. Ways to have a great personality. But then again, you have to work consciously on your personality, and that's how you change your personality as well. Be kind to yourself, give space to imperfection, think like a leader, be light in mind and heart, stay enthusiastic, be a better communicator, learn to let go, stay calm with the power of breath. Remember, you are a proton, right? So there are many other things I can tell you. Be kind to yourself, just love yourself the way you are. Of course, you may have a lot of weaknesses or a lot of wickedness in you, but then you be with yourself. Then you think about changing your undesirable qualities. Give space to imperfection. That means nobody is perfect, right? So you give that space to yourself. Think like a leader. Be light in mind and heart. Stay enthusiastic. Be a better communicator. Improve your communication skill. That is possible. Read books. Read newspaper. Talk to people, as many number of people as possible. Learn to let go. Stay calm with the power of breath. And you practice this pranayama or breathing techniques. Remember, you are a proton. So you need to remember this, that you are a proton. Where proton is, whatever may happen, it always radiates a positive energy. Tend to your appearance with zest. So always look at yourself in the mirror and just appreciate yourself. Whoever you are, whatever size, shape you may have, you always start appreciating yourself. Improve your body, or if you have put on weight, try to reduce it. If you are very thin, put on weight, put an effort into that direction. Smile more often. Okay, meditate, learn meditation. Get out of your comfort zone. So you are born in Bangalore and you are educated in Bangalore. Now you want to work in Bangalore. That will not provide you challenges, and that will not add on much value to your personality. For that, you have to go outside and explore. Get out of your comfort zone. That's what I meant to say. Save your mind from negativity. So always think positively and avoid negative thinking people. Don't try to change them. If they want to change themselves, they will change. Otherwise, nobody can change others when they talk negativity. Interact with all kinds of people. So you cannot shy away from interacting with one type of people and only interacting with your own people with whom you are comfortable. No, you have to talk to people with whom you are not comfortable also. All right. So these are the things you have to keep in mind if you really want to improve your personality. Well, as a psychology professor, I can always tell you that you can definitely work on your personality and you can change and you can become from nothing to something. That is always possible. And as a business professor, business school professor, as a manager, you always have this challenge to improve yourself and put yourself into different setups, and therefore, make yourself qualified for high responsibilities and prosper in your career. So, with this, I think I wind up the session. If you have any questions to ask, definitely you can throw questions.
Thank you, sir. Any questions? Students, you can leave questions in chat box, or you can on your mic and answer. Students, is there any questions? Okay, so no questions, it seems. Shall we wind up?
Okay. Yeah, ma'am. Yes. Can I leave the session?
1 second, sir. Just a few minutes. On behalf of the Enterprise Arts, Science, Commerce and Management, I extend our heartily thanks to Mr. Raghavendra Prasad Shetty, Assistant Professor, Reva Business School, Reva University, Bangalore. Sir has shared his knowledge on leadership development, the qualities to become a leader, personality development, and how we can save ourselves from the negativity, as well as how we can make ourselves comfortable with different personalities. So we had an opportunity to have a to share your thoughts with us will surely be going to encourage our students in their future events. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Can I leave, ma'am?
Yes, sure, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you,
Thank you.
students. Thank you, students, for participating in the event. Your session will start at 12 o'clock. 1 second, we'll share, okay? Yes, we'll share the link. Just a minute. Don't leave this or meet 1 second, okay?
Yeah, good afternoon, dear students. Am I audible to you all? Am I audible? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, for today's session, we have got amongst us Miss Florida Almeida. She is pursuing her BSc in F&D at Milagros College, Bangalore. Also, she's also working in a field that is health and awareness. Okay, she's a coach at Freedom Nutrition Center from past 2 years. So, dear students, she'll be talking about basic pillars of health and wellness. So, I request Florida ma'am, you can take over the session from now.
I want
Thank you very much, Joel, sir, for that warm introduction. And I hope I'm audible. Can I get a confirmation if I'm audible?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you very much. And I hope it's a great afternoon for everybody here. We are about 46 of us, including me. There's 46 of us over here. And I won't keep this session long because I know some of you might be already hungry or bored or something like that. And I would actually love it if you all could turn on your camera so I know I'm talking to someone out there, because I can see only some faces and some flowers. So it would be nice if you could turn on your cameras. But till then, we can get started. Just give me a minute while I set up. So I hope my slides are visible. And also, if there is any problem and you all are not able to hear me, then you all can just feel free to put it down in the chat box. I'll keep checking it. Okay. So before we delve into today's topic, just before discussing a little few details, 5 pillars of wellness, I just want to, just tell you about myself a little bit and what I basically do. So just as sir introduced, I am a health and wellness coach at Freedom Nutrition Center from the past 2 years, and I'm also pursuing my BSc in Food Nutrition and Dietetics at Milagros College. I heard that there are some of the BSc F&D students as well in this meeting as of now, and I must tell you that this is a wonderful stream. And don't get out of your focus and stay focused. It's going to pay very well. A few of my client transformations that I have brought about, you can see some photographs here so that you know what I'm basically doing. In the photographs, you might see weight loss, but more than that, I focus more on the holistic health that they need to improve, because weight loss or weight gain is very temporary. Your weight is something that's temporary. You eat something, if you eat too much today, you might put on weight tomorrow, and if you're starving, then you might lose weight. But beyond what the scale shows is our health. Okay, health is not measured by a scale or something like that. Every single day. So here, the photographs that you see, the first photograph, which is Blossom Rego, she has not just lost 10 kilos of body weight, but she has also improved on her health. And majorly, the problem that she was suffering from was asthma. Now, for those of you who are studying food nutrition, you all will be aware that food can be a very socializing thing. Parties are better when there is food and drinks, right? And also, food can be therapy. So when you take care of what you're eating and the lifestyle that you're leading, it can honestly help you improve your health in ways you cannot imagine. So from the past few years, Blossom Ma'am was always having asthmatic attacks and all of that. But now, since she's on this beautiful nutrition program, it's been, I think, about a year now, she hasn't had a single asthmatic attack. And that is something that's absolutely wonderful. And here you can see another one, Diana Vegas. She has lost about 7.5 kgs. And more than that, she has improved her skin. She also had a lot of acne and a lot of problems relating to her skin, but she has improved that. It's wonderful. Some of you might know Dr. Kavita D'Souza, and she has lost 16 kgs of weight. But more than that, she had a problem called arthritis. I'm not sure if you know, but arthritis is a problem where your joints hurt a lot. It can be any joint in your body, your fingers, your knees, your ankles, your spinal cord, all the joints, they start hurting a lot. And especially when the temperature outside drops down, it creates a lot more problems. So now she's out of that problem, and she's leading a better life now. The next one, Frida Almeida, is my sister, and she has put on weight. She was always on the leaner side, skinnier side, and she had a lot of menstrual health issues, but now she's feeling better. She's feeling good. She's put on weight, and the best thing is that those who have lost weight or gained weight have maintained it. I'm sure some of you might have heard about weight loss, weight gains, but what happens is sometimes it's not very sustainable. But over here, I give sustainable results here. It's my dad, Frank Almeida. He was always diabetic. He was hypertensive, that is, his blood pressure was on the highest side. He had high cholesterol levels and uric acid as well. And his major goal was, to get in a very healthier state. And now it's about 5 years. He is leading a medicine-free life, and it's absolutely wonderful when my dad is, having a medicine-free life now. Then the next one is Nihal Rego, and he was also asthmatic, and he has almost lost 20 kgs now, which is amazing. And these are the kind of weight loss, weight gain, and health results that I provide as well. There are many others as well, but here I just wanted to show you what I am basically doing. I'm still studying, and for those of you who are in the field of F&D, I think this tells you that even when you're studying, you can start working, and this is a great opportunity. So don't leave it. So let's delve into the topic. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. If you have any questions, you can ask me at the end of the session. You can think about the different questions that you want to ask as well. I'm going to keep the topic very small, very sweet and short. And I will also want to conclude it fast because I have been in your place as well. So I know that you'll want the session to get over fast. So let's keep it as your wish. Okay. So the five major pillars of wellness start with nutrition, which is good food, exercise, sleep, having adequate fluids, and meeting and mingling up with a very positive community. So let's go in detail about each one of it. The first one starts with nutrition, and having a good diet, having a good food setup that you have is very essential. And this is not something that you can. It's not that if you eat healthy today, you're going to be healthy tomorrow, and if you eat junk food today, you're going to have bad health tomorrow. Nothing like that. It's not something that happens overnight. It's not something like that. You have to focus on every single day. Your practices every single day will give you a result that you're looking for in 10 days or in 15 days. And that will also reflect in your health 10 to 20 years down the line. Like right now, most of us are young, less than 25 over here. And what happens is now we are in a great state of health. And we tend to think that now I can eat whatever I want. Now I can do whatever I want. Maybe when I'm 30, I'll start taking care of my health. Maybe when I'm 30, I'll start eating better. I'll start exercising or something like that. But that's not the case. If you don't take care of your health right now, your body reserves are going to be depleted. And if it's going to be depleted now, there's a high chance that the health issues that you are supposed to be getting when you're in your 40s or in your 50s, it can be preponed. Let me tell you this. When I was back in QC, I remember this was when I was in 11th. So there was this classmate of mine who was constantly hungry. And we thought that was normal for her. Maybe we thought she had a bigger appetite or something like that. But then we came to know after a few days that she was diabetic. And that she realized only once she pierced her ear because the wound was not healing. So what happens now is, I'm very sure none of us have got our sugar levels tested when we were back in our PUC, right? So what happens is we are pretty much neglecting our health at this age. But what if she never pierced her ears? She would never know that she was diabetic, and that would lead into something else, right? Maybe she would faint, and then she would come to know, or something like that. She would get another set of health issues, and that's when she would realize. So what happens is, at this age, most of us are neglecting our health. So it's a recommendation from my side. At least once a year or once in 2 years, go get your body checked up. Annually would be great, but you get these tests. You can go and get them done. Building your habits consistently is very important. Eating healthy every single day matters a lot. How many of us over here drink a glass of milk every single day? Does not happen. How many of us eat eggs at least twice or thrice a week? These are practices that we don't have regularly. The ICMR tells that you need to eat about 2 to 3 servings of at least 4 to 6 colored fruits. Okay, so let me first ask you, how many of you all can name 6 colored fruits in 30 seconds? It becomes tough. We have to sit and think. Why? Because we are not into the habit. So, building these habits regularly is very essential. And start small. You don't have to start eating all your meals healthy. You can start with one meal a day. Start with your snacks. Start snacking on something healthy. Cut out the fried foods that you're eating and start snacking on some fruits or vegetables or something. And now that you're at home, this is a great time for you to start on such a small habit. Or maybe you can start with breakfast and start having a better breakfast. At night, just think, what can you have for breakfast? Something that's healthier, something that's better. You can start thinking. Just pick an easy meal for yourself. Start cooking your own meals. That's going to help you in the long run, because you never know. Once you start working, if you're even going to get time to cook for yourself, if you're going to be at home, what if you're working somewhere else, away from home? Cooking and eating healthier is going to be difficult. So if you build that practice right now, it's going to help you in the long run. Then don't obsess over your weight at this moment. First, many people I've seen, even though they are in their ideal weight, they stand on the scale and the first thing is say, "Oh, I've become fat." No, that's not the thing. Start eating healthy, eat everything in moderations, and checking your weight once in 7 to 10 days is great. Some of you might be here trying to lose weight or trying to gain weight, or you're trying to build up some muscles in the body, tone yourself. What happens is, if you're going to check your weight every single day, there's a high chance that you're going to be demotivated. So make it a habit to check your weight just once in 7 days or once in 10 days. That habit is going to pay off better. And stop skipping meals. Okay. There are many people over here. I am sure some of you wake up late. You'll wake up at around 10 o'clock or something like that. So what happens is your breakfast is super delayed. You might have breakfast and lunch together or something like that. Some of you might be skipping breakfast on purpose because you're getting delayed for, assignments or work or class or some activities early in the morning. Or some of you prefer not to eat. Okay, so that is a very bad habit. So your stomach is designed to feel hungry and to digest food. So if you're not feeling hungry on time, that means there's some problem with your digestive system. Supposed to feel hungry. So just don't think that, oh, I'm feeling hungry all the time. No, just don't starve yourself. Okay, don't skip meals, and especially breakfast. Don't skip breakfast, because what happens is, if you're having your dinner, say at around 9 o'clock or something in the night, and the next day you're going to have breakfast at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock or something, you are fasting for more than 12 hours, and that's not good for your body, and that's not going to pay well in the long run. So make it a habit that you're eating small meals many times. Okay, it's not that you have to eat a big lunch or something. You can break your lunch into 2 parts. If you're having rice and vegetables and salads or something like that in your meals, what you can do is, you can have your rice and whatever, meat, fish, whatever you're normally having. You can have it for lunch. You can keep the salad. Maybe you can have it a little while later, so that you're not full and you're able to eat everything. Okay. So the next thing that we look at is exercise. Okay. Now your food system, your nutrition is a daily habit, and your exercise should be a weekly habit. Okay. Try to exercise at least 2 to 4 times a week. Make that habit. Okay, 3 is great, because that's something I focus on. I try to eat at least 3 times. Try to focus on exercising at least 3 times a week. So there is that consistency and that routine. I start small. You can start working out for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Go hop on the treadmill, walk for 10 minutes. If you have a treadmill in your apartment or something like that in your house, you can walk on it for about 10 minutes, or just go out in the open air and walk for 10 minutes. Start off with 30 minutes of body weighted exercises. That will help you. If you are not able to do anything, say for example you've got an injury, or you are not keeping well, but you still want to start on some physical activity, start with a mild walking exercise for 60 minutes. That's great, but don't try to work out for more than an hour, because that's not required. That's going to be that's not going to help you in the long run, because what's going to happen is, you're going to be demotivated. So just keep it as short as possible and try to do it as frequently. You have to majorly focus on 80% nutrition and 20% exercise. If you're planning to gain weight, lose weight, or maintain your body weight, or there is some goal in mind, try to focus on 80% nutrition and 20% exercise. Because your food, the input is very essential, and try to limit your exercise up to 20% itself. Don't overwork, because that's not going to help you. Practice something you love doing. Say, for example, you love Zumba. Go for it. Go. Just dance. If you like to lift weights, go for it. No one is stopping you from it. And try doing something that you love. Okay, try to, if you like to mix up different kinds of exercises, go do it. Because that's going to help you. So that's going to keep you motivated, or else you're going to lose interest. Try to get a buddy to work out with you. Okay, if you want to keep a small group restricted to 2 to 3 people, go out together, go register to the gym, or work out together. Plan something out like that. Get a coach, so they're going to keep you connected. They're going to keep you motivated. It's going to help you in the long run. But if you're someone who cannot stay focused in a group of 2 to 3, you like to be in a bigger crowd. You can join some dance workouts, some Zumba class like that. That's going to help you out. And finding your motivation, find what triggers you to exercise, find your motivational points. Maybe it can be getting a coach, or some people are there, when they go and spend money, that's when they realize, oh, that's like a pressure point for them. So what they do is they go and enroll themselves in a gym or something like that, because you have spent money. Now you're going to go to the gym just because you spent money, and that's going to actually motivate you to continue exercising. Find an accountability partner, so you go and tell them that, okay, I have done this and this. You ask them, what have you done? So find different things that you can practice so that you can exercise regularly and consistently. Third pillar is sleep. Okay, this is a problem that many teens face. Not sleeping adequately. You're going to sleep at around 2 o'clock, and then you wake up at 9 o'clock. You wake up at 10 o'clock. You're sleeping for 6 to 8 hours, but what is happening is the time at which you're going to sleep is not great. Sleeping to 6 to 8 hours a day, but at night, is very essential. Now, if some of you might be working at night, then okay, it's a different case. But for those of you who are not working at night, it's very essential that you're getting this 6 to 8 hours of sleep in the night. Don't sleep for 4 hours in the night and extra 2 hours during in the afternoon, because that's not a good habit. Second of all is try to go off to sleep by 10:30, because that's a great thing. Because your body naturally detoxifies itself from 10 to 2 in the night, because that is how the process is. And it has to be in the dark. So try not to use your phones when you're going to bed. Try to switch off all the lights. If you're using dark curtains in your bedroom, awesome, that's amazing. Use it. Some of you might be using Fitbands like these. So those of you who can't see. Okay, so if you use a Fitband, the next day you can actually check out using the app for how many hours you've slept, how many hours of deep sleep you had, how many hours of mild sleep you had. I don't know how authentic this is, but it kind of helps me as well to know if I have slept well. And sometimes you might have experienced, if you're not sleeping well, you will be cranky the next day. So if you're well rested, you will have a more efficient day. Don't overeat at night. So your dinner, try to keep it light. Does not mean you skip your meal. Don't skip your dinner. Eat something. Don't just eat salads and go to sleep. Eat some rice or chapati or something like that. But don't overeat, because what happens is when you're going off to sleep, it's going to be a load on your stomach and not going to be in deep sleep. Try not to sleep in the afternoons, because that's a great habit. Now, some of you might be at home and you feel that, oh, college will start soon, so let me just get some nap. Okay, that is fine. But make it a habit to not sleep in the afternoon, because you're not old, you're still young. So keep up the energy levels. Next, you have a very, very important thing is to drink enough of fluids. Now, say for example, if I want to travel from Mangalore to Bangalore, how will I go? I will either take a bus, or I'll take a car, or I'll take a vehicle like this, and I'll travel from one place to another. Same thing. Now, what happens is when you're eating your food is going from your stomach to from your mouth to your stomach, and then it goes into your intestines. But how does the nutrition go all the way to other parts of your body? So your food, the nutrition from your food is transmitted to other parts of your body via your blood and body fluids. So it's very essential that you are also consuming enough of fluids so that the nutrition in your body is utilized adequately. Because if you're eating good food and you're not drinking enough water, so there's a high chance that the nutrition won't be supplied adequately to all the parts of your body. Now, if you weigh, say, 60 kilos, you need to be drinking at least 3 liters of water a day. I say fluids a day. So the rule goes like this: 1 liter per 20 kilos of body weight. If you are, say, 50 kilos, you need to drink about 2.5 liters of fluids every single day. Now, if you are more than 60 kilos, say you are 70 or 80 or something like that, try to go up to just 3.5, but don't cross 3.5. So if you're 100 kilos of body weight, does not mean you drink 5 liters of water. It restricts just to 3.5 liters of water. So you check how much your body weight is and try to drink that much amount of fluids every day. Now, fluids can include, water. It can include fresh fruit juices. You can have green teas or coffee or tea, and you can have some smoothies. You can have tender coconut water. You can have different alternatives to fluids. Don't overdo. That is, don't drink more than 400 or 500 ml at one shot. Okay, because that you need to drink small quantities of water so that your kidney is not under a pressure. So every time you're sitting to work, keep a bottle with you, because once you're having a bottle, you're going to drink from that. Okay, now what happens is normally, if you just sit and calculate, this has happened with some of my clients before, and I ask them, how much water do you drink? They say, oh, madam, ನಾನು ತುಂಬಾ ನೀರು ಕುಡಿತೇನೆ. But what happens is for them, ತುಂಬಾ ನೀರು is basically, just 4 glasses of water a day, which is actually quite less. So once you start calculating how much of water you're drinking, you will realize if you're on the lower side or if you're on the higher side. So I have a glass with me all the time. So you need to have little tips and tricks so that you drink more water. So one that I've told is, jo dikhta hai wo bikta hai. So what happens is, only when it's in front of you, you're going to drink. So every time you have to walk to the kitchen and drink water, you're going to be very lazy. So that's not going to help you to drink more fluids. Only if your mother comes and gives you a glass of juice, only that's when you're going to drink, right? So that is, laziness that happens in each and every one of us. So if you keep a bottle with you, you're going to be able to drink better, and keep the bottle close to you. So if you're working, keep it on the table. So you are seeing it, and every time you see it, you're going to drink that water. I do another thing is I keep an open glass. Okay, so this is my open glass. So what happens is I'm very scared. So on my table, I have my books and my assignments and my laptop. So I have the thing in my head, what if the water spills? So that the water does not spill, I try to drink out the water. So that's like another trigger that helps me drink more water. And once the glass is over, I refill it. So once I refill it, I again have it in my mind. Even when I go to college, or if I have work outside, so I fill my bottle. So what happens is when I'm walking around, it's in my bag. So I feel the weight in my bag. So I know that if I can drink off that water, my bag will be a little lighter. So I try to drink water. I have different tricks that I use so that I can drink more water. So you can also think of something. You can find your motivation to drink more water. And try using different fluids. So here I have, tea in my glass. So I'm drinking that as of now. So that way I can calculate, and I try to make it a habit. Drink at least 3 liters of fluids every single day. The next one is meeting up with a positive community, because a positive community is going to help you in the long run. First thing you have to do is find a community that you like. Okay, so some of you might be good at reading, you might have a readers club, or you might have some gyms where, I've seen some gyms which are, they all the members are very close knit like a family. They have different activities and different games. Like even at our nutrition center, we have different games and different activities. So tomorrow we are planning out for a small little picnic from the community. So what happens is the people who are there, you never know how the other person, in what mindset the other person is. People come over there in groups, having different tension in their mind. But the moment you mingle out with a positive community, for some time you're out of that tension, you're out of the stress, and you're able to be much more efficient. You might have observed the moment you are stressed, you're not able to do your work efficiently. But once you are a little calm minded, you can do things better. So first find a community for yourself and enroll in that community. Okay, some might need some memberships, some are free, some readers associations, they are free, you can join them, be a part of it, have some friendly discussions, have some healthy discussions with them. It might take some trial and error as well, because some communities you might not be able to adjust very well. So, find your community, find your comfort zone, and stay consistent. Because sometimes, say for example, if you enroll in a gym and those people are lovely, they are like a great family, it requires only one small thing, is that you turn up at the gym every day. Okay, so that is a small effort from your side. you being a part over there every single day, you're showing up at the gym is going to make a lot of difference, because all you have to do is go there, and then the power of the positive community is going to impact you a lot. Next thing you have to do is stay connected with those who are helping you grow, because sometimes you might have a wrong peer group around you not helping you grow, because sometimes you have to do some work but then they're out there calling you for parties and different meetups and all of that. So first you focus on what you have to do. Some of you might be working, some of you might not be working, so you have to manage your time accordingly. Don't stress out yourself, and try to stay calm. Try to be part of a community where there's a lot of laughter and you're being happy around them. Join multiple communities as well, because that's going to help you too, because every community has something to give. Some of you might be good at singing, so go join something that helps you sing. Go participate in different activities. I hope that some of you in this lockdown have started something new, because I have. So yes, so because that's going to help you really well. So these are the 5 pillars of wellness that you need to focus on. So yes, let me just show it to you again, which starts off with good nutrition. So eating adequately every single day is going to help you. Try adding some or the other fruit and vegetable in your meals. Throughout the day, try to eat a bowl of raw vegetables or fruits or something like that. See what you like. If you don't like a particular vegetable, keep it out. There are many other options, right? There are a lot of varieties. Go pick what you like. Second thing is exercise. Don't say that my house is on the 6th floor of the building, so I'll take the stairs. No, dedicate some time for workout itself. Okay, it can be something very simple. Keep your workout materials right in front of you, so that every time you see it, you feel like you have to exercise. For example, you have a yoga mat, just keep it out lying on the floor. So every time you see it, you're going to remember, oh, I need to exercise. If you have dumbbells or if you have resistance bands, keep them outside. So every time you see them, you feel like doing it. You have a cycle in the backyard, pull it out, dust it out, and start indulging in some of the other physical activity. Next, sleep. Try sleeping adequately, because that is going to help you a lot, especially as students. Try to see, sleeping between 10 to 2 is very essential. So if you have some assignment, or if you have to study, or if you have some exam the upcoming day, try not to stay awake the entire night. Stay awake up to 10:30. Go to bed by 10:30, and wake up the next morning quite early, because that's going to help you. Okay, you can wake up at 2, you can wake up at 3, but 11 to 2, try to sleep in those peak hours, because that's going to help you a lot. Next thing is fluids. So drinking enough of fluids, adequate amount of fluids is going to help you, because what you eat, the nutrition has to be absorbed into your body. So if you're practicing so much and if you're not having an adequate amount of fluids, it's not going to help you. You can have different kinds of juices, fresh fruit juices. Try not to buy these packed juices from outside, because they have a lot of preservatives and they're not made out of fresh fruits. So, you can make fresh fruit juices at home. It's great. You can have buttermilk or different fluids of that sort. See what you like and go for it. I am not including alcohol in this. Okay, so alcohol is not considered into fluids, but you know healthier alternatives of fluids, right? Fruit juices. You can have some smoothies, tender coconut water, buttermilk. Next thing is, meeting up with a positive minded community is also very essential. And as essential it is as staying away from negativity, it's also very important that you delve in something that's positive. Because I have seen few clients who visit our nutrition center over here. They have some of the other mental issues, and what happens is, once they participate in a very positive environment every morning, when they listen to something good, some jokes, it helps them in the long run, because food and nutrition also helps you. For example, you might have observed that when you're very hungry, you are very angry, and you don't have the mood to do something, and you feel that you just want to go off and fight with someone, or you want to go off to sleep or something like that. So what happens, it's something that your gut is not allowing you to do. Your gut is not helping your mind to focus. I'm very sure some of you might be here in the session whose phones are online, or I don't know what, but you might be hungry as of now. So what happens is, you're not able to focus on the session because you're hungry, or you're not interested because you're hungry, or something like that. Might be happening to you even when you're in class. So because you're hungry, you're not able to listen to what the teacher is saying. The moment you eat, then you are feeling fine. Or if you overeat, what happens is the session that you have after lunch hour, you feel very sleepy, right? So that is what normally happens. So that shows you that your gut stability is highly related to your mood. So sometimes what happens is a lot of mental health issues are also related. They come down to your food. So normally, when you are having some problem, instead of first running to the doctor, first go and check in your kitchen what is happening. Check in your plate. Start eating consciously. You will know you're having some kind of backache. Might be calcium deficiency. You never know what is happening, right? So you start focusing on your plate. Start seeing what you're eating, and start making small little practices, because that is going to help you a lot in the long run. Okay. Okay. So if you have any questions or if you have any queries, you can ask me, or you can even contact me on the following details. So I would like to get some questions now. I don't think people have questions.
Students, if you have any questions, you can ask to Florida Madam. Yeah, you're free to ask. Any doubts regarding the topic which was held today, you can ask.
In case you don't have any doubts, also, it's absolutely okay. You can ever contact me and you can ask me your queries as well. So, for those of you who are actually attending the session, I have a small offer for you, because at our nutrition center, we focus on improving your health and lifestyle based on your body parameters. So, basically, you have different parameters. And for those of you who are kind of interested in health and fitness, here is a small thing that I would like to offer to the audience who have attended today's session. So I'm organizing a free body analysis. So basically, you can check the different parameters that I check. You have your body fat, visceral fat, your BMI, your body age, your trunk subcutaneous fat, and your muscle mass, or different kinds of parameters that I am checking at my nutrition center. So if any of you wants to avail a free trial like this, a free body checkup, you can always contact me on the details. And if you have any questions, you can ask me.
Ma'am, your mail ID, please.
Okay. Yes, I hope it's visible now. More than contacting me on my mail ID, I would prefer if you could contact me on WhatsApp or Instagram or Facebook as well. So that is also fine. So if you don't have any doubts, it only means that either you have understood. So it's absolutely okay as far as you start having a little healthier lifestyle, start exercising, focus a little bit on yourself, because this is the right time for you to do so. And thank you very much for having me here. And over to you, Joel, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes. It was a good session, Florida ma'am. So on behalf of the management of NFI institution, I thank you for giving your valuable time for our new first year students on taking this session on the topic, the 5 pillars of maintaining good health. So on behalf of everyone, I thank you, madam, for giving your valuable time. Thank you, madam. Yeah. Also, I thank all the students for taking active participation in the Diksharam program. Have a nice day. Thank you. Yeah. Ma'am, you can leave now. Okay. Thank you, madam.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nishita. I'm lecturer in PCA department at Yiascm. So today I'm going to address about the topic depression and stress management. Can you all hear me, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I would like to tell you one more thing. Please be respond so that we can have interactive sessions. So you all will be thinking like why this topic has come in this age and all. So in this, from past few years, we are resident in the news or we are hearing the problems or situation arise from the depression or incident that is arise from depression. So it is very necessary to know for all of us at least what this condition is, what the depression is, so that if it has come to us or if we are able to identify in any others, relatives or our friends nearby, so we can help it out. So it is very important or very necessary, I would say, to know this condition as well. So we'll see what the depression is. So depression as such is an illness, we can say. It will involve every changes in your entire body that will affect your current mood and thoughts, what you're thinking, and the way you behave, the way you sleep, the way you feel about yourself, uh, the way you think. So everything, this illness will affect everything to your whole body, including whatever I said now. So it is like severe case that we can point out to a human if it comes. So it is also necessary to identify this illness as soon as possible so that we can help within us or we can help anyone around us. So here are some symptoms of depressions that we can find out this illness in anyone. So first it is changes in thinking. So as we discussed, this condition or situation or illness is affecting entirely in a human being, so entire body of a human being. So first symptoms, changes in thinking, the way a person think, like if he is thinking very finely, very positive minded, but due to this depression attack or due to this depression stage, the thinking ability, the thinking mode will change in a human, in a person. Maybe like positive to negative thinking or always any moody situations area and all it will be covering. And then changes in feeling, so how a person feels about himself, about the people surrounded to him, or about the environment. So everything, it's all over the feeling that he feels, so it also affects, so the changes in the feeling. So in that way also we can find out that a person is addicted to this depression illness. And also the changes in behavior. So behavior in the sense, as I said, the person will be like silent. So if the person was very active before, or not like very active, if it is like if he or she is like normal behavior person, and then if this person undergoes a depression, then the behavioral changes, like sitting in idle place without anyone surrounded with him or her, and then having annoying behavior, anger in her, then moody, so irritated feelings. So everything it will affect in the behavior. So that changes that comes to the behavior in a person, that can also be a symptom of this illness. As well as changes in physical well-being. So how the person sleeps, how the person maintain herself or himself. So everything, the changes in this maintaining a person will also we can identify as the person is addicted or having undergone through this depression stage. So we'll see it in detail. So first symptoms we have listed out is change in thinking. So as we said, as we discussed, this may experience some thinking ability, some changes in the thinking ability or thinking mode, as I said, positive to negative. So obviously it is from positive to negative itself. That is why the person will undergo mood offs and all. So concentration, problems in concentration, people can't concentrate in one area, and lack of decision making. So a person is not able to make a decision in all the situations and all the incident in his life or her life. So this changes is also we can make out like this will be a symptom of depression. Then some people will experience like loss of memory, so they will find difficult to call out the things that's in the past or present, like a few minutes before what they did. So these will also affect, these will also we can point out as a symptom. Then negative thoughts, as we discussed. So all thinking or all the thoughts that a person is having will be turned into negative. So this negative thoughts and thinking are like characteristics of depression. So every person who is undergoing this depression will have negative thoughts and thinking. So whatever the good happen, whatever the happiness will be around him or her, but no matter whatever happiness is there, the person who is undergone this depression or started to undergone through this depression will have negative thoughts and thinking, so that this person is no more interested in any this kind of stuff like happiness and all. So always it will be like mood offs and all. And next, change in thinking, it will affect in pessimism. So pessimism means it is a tendency to see the bad side of things, like in every aspect, in every manner. As I said, if the happiness is there, then this people like this person will not find any interest or any happiness in it. So for every matter, for every incident in every area, this person who is undergoing through depression will see the negative aspect or will try to see the bad side of the thing. So that is what called as pessimism. And then poor self-esteem, excessive guilt. So this guilt and self-criticism is will be these are very common in the people who are passing through the depression, because they will lose the confidence. They will not have any good matters to tell about themselves. So some guilt, some they will connect to some incident and they will have guilt over their mind, and they will feel like they are like they did the mistake, and they will have this guilt feeling as well as self criticism. So they will scold themselves rather than others and all. So this is what guilt and self criticism. So these are the main problem who is undergoing through depression. So someone is having all this kind, suddenly any of these changes, so you should understand the people or the person is started to undergo this depression, or the person is already under depression. And then some people will have self-destructive thoughts. So self-destructive thoughts, one popular example we can say committing suicide and all. So we have heard the news about committing suicide due to depression, illness and all. We have heard in the news since past years and all. So this is why I have taken this topic to inform you all people about whoever who doesn't know what is depression, illness exactly, or what happens when a person is under depression. So at least if we come to know, we can help someone around us is having this kind of illness or passing through. As I said, we can help it out. Or still, if we are capable enough, or if we have that strong enough to understand the same situation we are passing through, then we can help ourselves also. So that is why I have taken this topic. And then next symptom, changes in feeling. So changes in feeling in the sense, you will be like sad always. You will not find any happiness in any matter. No matter whoever comes and motivate you, you will become more. Uh, you will become more. You will lose that confidence, and you will be more sad in all the situation. You will just drop out or just slow down all your abilities. So sometimes you will feel irritative. So no matter whatever the interest things going around you, or whoever a person is talking to you with very love, or like the person is like having a very close contact with you, if such kind of people are also talking with these people who undergoes depression, they will feel like irritation and they will lose temper and they will start annoying, they will start screaming. So all this anger, irritation, annoying behavior, everything matters, and all these are considered as symptoms. And then changes in behavior. So changes in behavior in the sense, some changes like some people will have a tendency to eat more, but in some people will go under like a mood off situations and they will not eat anything. So that is also a symptom, we can say. Then these people who are affected with depression will not engage, will not gather with any social, they will not have any social relations, so they will just back out from all the situations they are passing through. They will not have any contact with any people, because they lost their confidence in them. That is why they feel like alone and they will not be engaging or communicating or interacting with the people around them. So these are also the changes in the behavior. We can say it as a symptom. So if we come to know about this, we feel or we see these changes in someone, like just help them out. And then some people will neglect their appearances in the sense, they will not maintain their self, like they will not care about themselves, so because they are not in a condition to maintain themselves or to understand whatever they are going through. They will not understand through which they are moving through and all. So that is what, so they people will not maintain themselves in a proper manner. And some people, as I said, they will burst out their anger, they will have angry on everything, and temper will be lost and they will just burst out for everything. So these are all changes in behavior we can find out as symptoms of depression. And then changes in physical well-being. So first it is chronic fatigue. Chronic fatigue means it is a medical condition of unknown cause, with like sometime it will be with fever or some aches and all. Then so tiredness for a long time. This is what called as chronic fatigue. So usually it comes this long tiredness and all during fevers and all, but the people who are passing through depression will also feel this chronic fatigue. And then they will spend more time in sleep. So it will differ from a person to person. So all will not have the same symptoms like sleeping more. So as we seen in eating, so some people eat more when they are under depression, but some people will not eat anything. Likewise, in sleeping also, some people will spend more time for sleeping, but some people will not sleep at all. Like they will like awake for hours, or during all the time they will awake and they will just think only their work, or their intention is like staring at something and just thinking. So we can't make out what happens in their mind, what is going through their mind, and also that is what. So lack of sleep also will be there in some people, but some people will sleep very well. And then in many people will like they will feel like slow down, in the sense whatever they do, it will not be like according to their favor, but they also don't know whatever they are doing. So that is what. So whatever they do will not be of interest, so that the completeness or accuraciness will not be there, whatever the work or task they do. The people who undergone this depression and all. So these are also the changes that comes in physical well-being. So these are the 4 symptoms we have discussed: changes in thinking, changes in feeling, changes in behavior, changes in physical well-being. So these are the symptoms of depression. So if we see all these symptoms in anyone, so we immediately have to identify that the person is undergoing through depression. And other than that, the points like sad, anxious, then hopelessness, they will not have any hopelessness. Always they'll be like scared to anything. then feeling worthless. So they will not have any confidence in them. So they will feel like they are worth for nothing. So that feelings will come drain of like thinking. They will not have any good things to think about it, and energy will be decreased. Then headaches will be there. Then decreased concentration. Then memory, sleeping patterns we have discussed. So all these are symptoms of depression. Then why this depression? How this depression comes? So causes of depression. So sometimes it may be because of chemical imbalances in the brain, any sudden reaction or any sudden incident. Because of that, imbalances happen in the brain, and because of that, depression may occur. Then some issues that is happening in the families. So because of that, the people are stressed out, and it will result into depression. Then low self-esteem. So some confidence, low confidence in themselves. So that is also will be a cause of depression. Then other environmental factors. Then individual factors like any sudden death or something, or any incident that they have faced, or they got insult from anyone. So this kind of situations also will cause depression to a person if the person is very weak mentally. And then how we can determine, how we can understand, identify the depression. So we can identify the depression by either by the intensity of the symptoms, how depth these symptoms are seen in a person, like lack of sleep, or lack of concentration, lack of interest, lack of happiness, more anger, annoying, irritation. So whatever the symptoms we have discussed, so how depth all these, see, human beings are having all these anger. Every human being will be having all these feelings, anger, irritation. But the depth all these are in, all these feelings are in, that we have to check the intensity of the symptoms that we have discussed. So from that we can identify a person is undergoing through depression or not. Then duration of the symptoms. So in normal person, normal human being, if he or she gets anger, that is only for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, or the situation calms down only for that much. But if it continues, or if the irritating behavior continues, or if lack of concentration or memory problem continues for long, then it is also the way to understand, identify the illness, this illness in a person. And also the specific cause of a symptom, if that is known. So if any symptom is identified, then the way, the cause, any incident happened in that person's life, because of that, this symptom is seen in him or her. So by looking into all these, we can identify the presence of this illness in a person. And then types of depression. So depression is present in different types. First, it is major depression. Second, persistent depression. Third one, manic depression or bipolar. Then depressive psychosis. Then perinatal depression, situation depression. So these are the many depression types are there. These are the major or main commonly seen depression types. So we'll discuss some of the types here. So first it is major depression. So major depression is seen commonly with everyone. Like it is of like a danger of all other kinds of depression. Danger in the sense it will long it will prolong, like sometime it will take the entire life of a human being. So that is why it is very important to identify the illness and have medical treatment, medical help for that person. So this major depression is also known as major depressive disorder, chronic depression, severe depression, classic depression, or unipolar depression. So these are other names of major depression. Then people with this major depression, this category, people comes under this category of depression will experience all the symptoms that we have discussed earlier in earlier slides. All the symptoms will appear every day. and it will last for months or year or entire life it will take. So that is what. So when we see such kind of changes for a long time, so that is why we discussed here how we can determine the duration, intensity and duration. So how long it lasts, all the symptoms in a person. So that is a way to identify the depression and to take the medical help. And whatever the depression, which kind of depression a person is passing through, it will actually affect the relationships the person is in. Like it will affect the home, it will affect the environment or the surroundings in which he or she is in. So everything related to that person will be affecting with this depression. Next, it is persistent depression. So this kind of depression will long last for 2 years, sometimes more than that, and this also known as dysmia or chronic depression. Then this is like not that intense or not that important as major depression. It is not that difficult as major depression for a person, but still it takes 2 or more years to complete this depression or come out of this stage, and it is also difficult for the person to survive in this condition. And next, it is manic depression or bipolar disorder. So commonly, this depression is known as with the name bipolar disorder. So bipolar disorder means it involves two periods like mania and hypomania. So mania and hypomania. Mania means it is having some more energy. Like people will have some more energy in them, some extra energy we can say. Like it is not that normal energy all people are having. More than that, some extra energy that people will be having, and behaves abnormally. It will affect both physically and mentally stability of that person. So hypomania means it is like somewhat lower form of mania, but still energy level will be higher than normal. Than in normal human being, but not that extreme as mania that we discussed. So this is one more kind of depression. And next it is depressive psychosis. So here in depressive psychosis, two areas like hallucinations and delusions appear. So hallucination means it is like sensory perception. Means someone seeing the people who undergoes this situation will see someone, but that person will not be there, or will hear people talking when there is no one. So this situation, this kind of experience is known as hallucination. And delusions means it's false belief. Means someone will think that they are like celebrity, but they will not be celebrity, but they think like that. They will think they will be in like a king or queen, but actually they are not. So this kind of thinking, false belief, this is known as delusion. So in depressive psychosis, these two condition or states will come, like hallucination and delusion. The presence of hallucinations and delusions will appear in person who is passing through depressive psychosis. So in this case, the person definitely have to take medical help. Should undergo with the counseling, and should find the solution for this problem. And next it is perinatal depression. So this perinatal depression is not that severe as we discussed before and prior, because this kind of depression is seen in pregnant women. So you might have heard about pregnant woman has mood swings, some kind of depression, thinking alone, and also that is because of perinatal depression, this kind of depression through which the pregnant woman passes through, because the moods will triggers time to time, or lack of sleep will be there. They will also feel difficulty to sleep. They will be awake. So these are seen. This perinatal depression are seen in pregnant women. The next type, it is situational depression. So situational depression, in the sense, the depression that occurs due to some situation, major situation I would like to say, because situations like the death of any relative, family members, or any loved one, friends, or something. So that will be a shock to a person, and because of that, depression may come. Then serious illness, like some people will be affected with a serious illness that will not have any, that will not get any medical help, and also in that case, also the person will undergo depression, thinking like their life is like draining day to day, day by day, and they will not be more in this earth. So thinking about that, they will get depression. Then someone is going through a divorce, personal issues and all, like so much of stressed out. So in that situation, also depression may come. Then any people. So nowadays in Corona time, many people are not having a job. Then everyone is facing financial difficulties. So many suicide cases and all we are hearing because of unemployment and all. So that is also a reason, situation where depression can come, or any other legal troubles they are facing, any other serious issues and all. So all these are situations where they may get depression. That is why we call this kind of depression as situational depression, the depression that comes according to the situation they are passing through. So these are the 5 kinds of depression: major depression, persistent depression, manic depression with bipolar disorder, depressive psychosis, perinatal depression, and situational depression. And if you come to know that you yourself are undergoing depression, how you will find out? So how you can as I said, if we are capable enough, if we are strong enough, then we will understand that like, we are passing through depression. And once you understand that you are passing through the depression, how you can help yourself? So the first thing that you want to keep you as a busy person. That is the thing that we can do first of all. Because if we are busy in any work, in any task around us, then we will not get any. We will not get any time to think about like such kind of negative aspects and all, because we'll be busy in work. So the first thing that you keep you as busy with having enough amount of responsibilities and all in your work or anything. So you keep you as engaged. So that is what you can do first. Then if you have so much of workload, and because of that you're stressed out and you are like into depressed, then be cool, and all the big tasks you cut it into smalls, and you set some priorities, which has to be done first, which cut has to be done second. So set the priorities and do calmly as much as you can. So don't get stressed out for all those things and all. So and then be among all the people around you. Like don't be alone in any situation. So it is better to have someone like best friend or any family members to share with. It is blessed to have someone like that with whom we can share anything. If you don't have, also just find alternative ways where you can share whatever the feelings you have, or talk to yourself, talk to the universe. So that also you can do if you don't have any friends. So talking to yourself is also like building confidence in you, that you will not feel like you are alone. You will feel like you have someone. Even if it is not there, if someone is not there, you will feel like that, because you are talking to yourself, you are expressing, you are sharing whatever thoughts and whatever the situations that you have passing through, you are expressing, you are sharing with someone, or it is coming out of your mouth. So it means you are sharing. So if you don't have any friends, also just do this activity, talk to yourself, or talk to just look into the sky and talk to universe. That also works. But don't be alone, don't be secretive. So always share with someone. If you don't have someone like best friend or any family members, talk to yourself, it works. Then participate in activities that make you feel better. So keep you as I told you, keep you as busy always with some other works like that. Do whatever you like, do whatever that makes you happy. So participate in all the activities that you feel happiness or you feel better than sitting alone. Like you can do the exercises. If you're not interested to it, you can just watch a movie or any gaming, any other social activities. Whatever the activities you will feel better or you will feel happy, you can do that. The thing is, don't go idle or don't go in negative aspect or don't sit alone. So that is what. So keep you as busy with all the activities, work and all. And then don't force yourself to change the mood suddenly, because if you're dropped down, if you're like draining your energy, draining your concentration, draining your mood, it will take time to be normal. Because if a person is mood off, then people will not like, that person will not like other people to surrounded by him or her. She or he needs time to come out of that situation or that mood offs. So give some time to anyone who is having stressors, who is undergone mood offs and all. Give some time to that person. Let him or let her come by herself or himself without having any help, because we can just suggest or we can just give the options, or we can just make tell them some words or sentences to make them happy. But actually that person himself or herself has to decide whether he needs to be happy or not. That is the issue. So that is a main point, because if anything happens in a person's life, then it will keep on disturbing back to back. So until and unless that person decides to come out of it, we cannot help, right? So that is why give some time to that person, let him or himself come out of it. But you can help in middle and all, but still the entire decision to come out of the situation is that person itself. And then if you have to take any important decisions in life and all, like if you are in depression stage, don't take any decision. Be calm, give time to yourself, and then take any decisions, important decisions. Then positive thinking will replace negative thinking, because in the beginning of this talk, I told you, like negative thinking is the characteristics, the thinking, change in thinking, especially negative thinking is the what one of the way we can find out the depression, right? So all the positive thinking will entirely turn into negative thinking. So when you come out of it, everything will change. This negative thinking will disappear and you will come to be normal. So just give you time as much you want it. And then let your family members or friends help you, like give you some suggestions. Mm, just listen to it. If you can't take it, if you need still more time to come out of it, take your time. But still, whoever is giving you advice, whoever giving you suggestions, just take it, receive it, and then pay respect to the person who really cares for you. So this is about depression. So we have seen what is depression, how it comes, the causes, and then if someone is affected, how we can identify symptoms of depression, then types of depression, how you yourself can help in depression. So all we have seen. Next it is stress. I want to discuss. So stress and depression is different. So they are not similar. So stress means it is also like changes in physical, emotional, and psychological. Because when a people are tensed out, more tensed out, people will undergo. Well, people will face the stress situations. So the situation where a person can't help himself or herself, person will not understand what to do, how to do, whether he or she will survive further. So all these tensions will come to the mind, and this condition is called as stress. So it will drain physically, emotionally, as well as psychologically. And the more amount of stress like how much you get tensed or how much you're stressed out. So if it continues, then it will lead to depression. That is all the difference. So stress and depression are different things. So stress will not be long last for so many days or so many hours, I can say. So according to situation, so how long the problem exists, so till there stress will be, the tension will be there. Once we find out the solution for the problem we are facing, then our stress or tension will be reduced or will vanished. But still, if the stress is continuing or deep stress, you have tension, you can't help it out, then gradually it will turn into the stage or illness called as depression. And then stress it will show in like your in entire like your response, body's response in every actions. Like if you can only experience, like if you're tensed out, if someone asks you anything, like you will feel like irritated and all, right? But it for like small period of time, as I said, if it prolongs, if it like continues, then it will lead to depression. And then some symptoms, anxiety and irritations, then depression. As I told, depression will come from the continuous stress you are having. Then panic attacks, so if you're stressed out and tensed, more tensed, some panic attacks will be there. Then you'll be like sad always because of the tensions or stress you are having. Then some individual approaches. So if your stress and tensions, all people are passing through. So depressions is like some people who are having more stress or continued stress, they are having people will undergo depression. So not all people compulsory to go under depression. All the people who are having stress and tension is not compulsory to go and undergo depression, but all people definitely will have stress or tension. So how, if you get some kind of stress or tension, how you can manage, how you can maintain yourself, or how you can find the solution. So first way it is exercise. So if you are like stressed out, do some exercises, do walking, or if you are liking to be ride bicycles and also ride bicycles, then practice yoga, swimming, playing tennis. So all kind of exercises you can do. So it will give some relax to your mind. So whatever the problems you are facing, for which you are stressed out, it will get reduced. And diet. So diet is also some good way to reduce your stress. Like for example, have food that is um, not having sugar content and all. So if you are stressed out and you are having some sugar content food more, then your stress will increase. So select the food in that situations when you're stressed out. Now select the food that will automatically degrade your stress, not to increase it. So do the diet, so that will also work. Then relaxation. So if you're stressed out, no matter how many works, how much amount of works you have, how quickly you need to complete it, or how important it is, you relax for 10 or 20 minutes, because your mind stability is very important in which you are working in. And if your mind is not good enough at this moment, then nothing works. No matter if it is very important work or to complete it in 30 minutes or something, if your mind is not under your control, you can't do it. So what you have to do in the sense, when you are in a stressed time, just relax, keep everything aside, and just relax for 10 to 20 minutes. Have your time, and try to understand your situation, and then give time for yourself, and then be calm, be cool. If you want, you can sit in a quiet location where you are comfortable, or the activity you can do in which you are comfortable in, which in from which the stress will move out and you will feel relaxed. So do all those things. That will work. Taking relaxation, so having taking some rest will decrease the pressure in you or stress in you. Next, it is opening up. So, as I said, try to share the things or through the situation in which you are moving through with your colleagues or with your friends or someone, because sharing will reduce stress in some other manner. Why? Because all people are having different perspectives of the problems. So sometimes with stress, tensions, and all, you will forget to see that angle of solution for that problem. But if you share with your friends or someone, they will find it very quickly because they will be in cool mind without this problem, stress, and all. So they can easily find out the solution for that. So every time if you are passing through stress or any tension, please be open up to any colleague, anyone who you trust. Then you will get a solution, according to me. Then professional help also works, because if nothing works, you don't have any friend to share, you don't have anyone to share, you yourself can't control a situation. If the things goes wrong, then take or seek professional help. Go to a counselor, psychiatrist. So going through psychiatrist is not necessary that you should be a mental patient. Nothing. So you can just visit a doctor or a counselor who is counseling to the mental problems, mental ability, to increase the mental ability and all. You can just consult and seek advices. So advising doctors will advise you more properly when the doctors are in this field, so they can understand your problem and they can find out a solution for your problem. So seek professional help wherever you need. So this is it. So as I said, we discussed depression and stress. So both are different. So when you are in stress and it is prolonged and it continues to many days, then gradually it will turn into depression. So this illness, depression, is very severe, critical. I would say you have to understand the situation. You have to identify the illness, depression, and you yourself has to help you out. Or it is not compulsory that you should get it, but the people whom you are surrounded, your friends or any family members, if you see as the people are passing through these stages, just help it out, help them out. So this is it. I hope this session was interesting, and you got some idea, because nowadays in news and all, we are listening to the news with people are committing suicide because of depression and all. We have heard about this, right? So that is what it is also important to know about these areas also, as general knowledge. Okay, I hope this session was interesting and informative to you. We'll see you in the campus when the afternoon class starts. Yes, thank you and have a nice time.